right, welcome to Sport Tour on Enterprise TV, where we give you a little of what is happening in the world of sport. Today we'll be doing the review and the preview of the matches that will be going down this weekend, from NPFL to the Super Eagles camp, and of course the Premier League. Liverpool woes continues, and of course live after Vinicius Junior apologized for what he did to Xabi Alonso, the head coach of Real Madrid. How about Rafinha, still sidelined, and of course Martinez is back for Manchester United. If you are joining us for the first time, please do well to follow us across all our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. My name is John Olasukomi. Join me and let's ride together. Joining me virtually today is Taiwo Ibrahim, making a return back to Sport Tour. Taiwo, welcome to Sport Tour.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's nice to be back here once again.
All right, great to have you, Taiwo. Chelsea fan, we'll definitely talk about Enzo Maresca and his boys. Every other games right now for Chelsea Football Club is a red card game, but it is what it is. All right, we'll start with local football. We'll be starting with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Super Eagles head coach Eric Chell has confirmed that 5 key players will miss Nigeria's crucial 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying playoff in Morocco, while Samuel Chukweze remains a major doubt due to injury. Speaking from France, Chell disclosed that Terence Murphy, Felix Agu, Olaina, Siri Desert, and Fisayo Dele Bashiru have all been ruled out due to various fitness concerns. I don't really have concern about these players, except Fisayo Dele Bashiru and the man that I call the Beku boy. Talking about Samuel Chukweze, he was instrumental in our last game against Benin Republic. He was just supplying the pass to Victor James Isime. Taiwo, are we going to miss these players? Felix Agu, Terence Murphy, and co.
Oh, well, Terence Murphy has not been. Terence Murphy has been from injury. So I don't think he's not been the major player in the team for the last couple of years.
Okay.
Even when he was able to give, he was getting his first chance, he was not able to get a consistent opportunity in the team. The only player will be based on his last performance is Samuel Chukweze.
Okay.
Samuel Chukweze, because he was impressive against Benin Republic. So you want to expect that if given the opportunity to do well. But the other, and Dele Bashiru, because of his creativity. But lately too, he's not been able to have a consistent time in the starting 11. Fine, he's been injured. The last time he was also injured. So, but when he has been fit, I can't remember him starting Super Eagles last 4 games consistently. So I will miss only Chukweze for me. That will be an immediate problem for the team. But we can always find solution to it. There is Lukman. There is
Moses Simon.
There is a Juke. They can call Ojuke. Juke is also playing the same way, and he's also a left footer. But at least we have enough options on the Simon. So that cannot give us a problem. The fact is that if we're able to get our defense right, attacking wise, we are fine. We are good to go. Once there's a Osimhen, others will do their job.
Yes,
defense is the problem for me. Defense is the problem.
All right, I was still talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Of course, camp is set to open by November 9. The match against Gabon is November 13. And Pierre Aubameyang has been doing wonderfully well for Olympique de Marseille. So what are the chances? You just mentioned our defense line. What are the chances of this defense line keeping Aubameyang not to score against goalkeeper Nwabali?
Well, there are times that you cannot stop that kind of stuff from happening. They can happen. But the fact is that defensively we are not being fairly quickly. But we have Benjamin.
Okay.
Eric Chell can get the defensive set well. You don't have a problem. Aubameyang is a threat. That is normal because even though he's 35, he still got experience, he got that finishing ability in him, and he knows that he has the hope of that nation on his shoulders. He wants to do well. So defensively, the two players have to be on their game. And Nwabali too has to be serious. I believe he will be serious because he has gotten enough bashing from football fans on social media. So I know he would also take it serious. But I don't think only Aubameyang cannot get the job done for
Yes, of course.
Gabon. But if we are able to get our own act together defensively, there should be no problem taking care of Gabon.
All right, let's see how it goes. Of course, we have our own Victor James Osimhen that has been in great form for Super Eagles and of course Gala Tazera. And of course, we also forget he's also chasing record. He really wants to break a late Rashidi Yekini's record, which on paper he will definitely do that. But let's see how it goes. November 13, Super Eagles of Nigeria versus Gabon. Away from the camp of the Super Eagles, let's move straight to NPFL. Barao FC head coach Ladan Boso has defended the team's slow start to the 2025-2026 Nigerian Premier Football League NPFL season. The Malia boys have recorded 2 wins, 2 draws, and 5 defeats in their maiden campaign in the NPFL. We're talking about Ladan Boso. He's a well-known coach in Nigeria, most especially the age grade football and of course in the NPFL. But talking about Barao FC as a whole, I don't think they have what it takes, to compete in the league this season, where you have the likes of Remo Stars and Enugu Rangers that has been there, Enyimba, Bendel Insurance, Rivers United. Mentioned these are big guns. I don't think they started really slow because they can't compete with these big guns, in my own opinion. Do you agree with that?
No, it's just that they are over-expecting, they are pushing above their weight. They are a new promoted side, Barao FC. They don't. When you are, the NPFL is one of the toughest leagues in the world. Okay. It's not always kind to teams being promoted. If you don't have quality players, if you also do not know how to find your way around the system, it will be difficult for you. If your players are not able to settle down on time, it will be a big problem for them. So for them, I'm not expecting anything different from them. They are a newly promoted side. They may take time for them to settle down. Okay. They've just played how many games in the season. It's not a problem but you may not be able to stay in the division. Maybe at the end of the season, but find your feet, understand the system, and then if they're able to escape relegation at the end of the season, it will be a big win for them. But it's not out of place that they are struggling in their first few matches of the season. If they have enough quality, they should be able to find their way back. Because they may not win the league, but at least get to a respectable position and don't get relegated at the end of the season. That should be their goal.
All right, and of course, the Remo Stars, let's talk about Remo Stars. They are out of the CAF Champions League. I think they will definitely concentrate more on the league. They will be playing on the road against Kwara United. They've not been doing well in the league. Will this help them since they are no more playing continental football?
Kwara United?
I mean Remo Stars.
Oh, Remo Stars, okay. Yes, most times some Nigerian teams, they like the ones that don't have enough quality, they don't have enough financial support. They like to crash out in the continental competition and now can face the league because some of them struggle to cope with the demands of playing continental football and also the NPFL. The stress, because they know that they will not. Imagine now, only Rivers United was able to qualify for the group in 2018. So most Nigerians, they struggle to qualify to the group stage. So Remo Stars was embarrassing, losing 5-1 at home and then losing 2-0 away was bad. But now, attention will be shifted to the league. They'll be able to focus on the league. They only have the league to play for, and then the presidential cup. So this one, they know that their egg is in one basket. And they will be looking forward to getting another opportunity to qualify for the Champions League during next season or win the league. So it's good for them. Let them focus their attention on the league and then let's see what they come up with at the end of this season.
All right, let's see how it goes for Remo Stars. They are the reigning champions of the NPL. They'll be playing away from home against Kwara United. Bendel Insurance will host Warri Wolves. Rivers United, they are still in the Champions League. They will face Nasarawa United. Shooting Stars versus Katsina United. Academy Warriors will face Enugu Rangers. Ikorodu City versus Queen Khalifa. Bayelsa United versus Plateau United. Barao versus Wiki Tourist. Enyimba, the biggest game this weekend versus Kano Pillars. Kano Pillars has not been doing well so far this season. Niger Tornadoes will host Abia Warriors. Away from local football, let's move straight to foreign football. Liverpool face an informed Aston Villa as the Premier League champions look to arrest their remarkable collapse on Saturday while Arsenal aim to surge further clear in the title race. Arsenal on top of the league table, dancing lowly at the top, of course. And of course, Liverpool was continues. They are also out of Carabao Cup. They lost to Crystal Palace 3-0. And of course, Arlen Slot said something about score depth, and I was like, come on, you spent over 400 million, you spent 450 million pounds during the transfer window, and you're still complaining about score depth. Come on. Taiwo, what are your thoughts on Liverpool? They've lost back to I can't even count it.
You know, I think Slot is having problems processing the fact that they have been terrible this season. Because when the season started, they were doing well. I kept saying that they will wait until the last minute of the game to win, to score really a winning goal. Every team is struggling. They were just papering over the track by scoring late goals to win games. But once they lost their first game, everything degenerated into chaos. Now, he's complaining about squad depth. Is this serious? You spent 450 million pounds on about 4 or 5 players, and you're complaining about squad depth. What happened to you at the beginning of the season? What were you thinking when you tried to spend 150 million pounds on 130 on Isaac, and then 100 million pounds on the other guy?
AKTK.
And then you spend a lot of money, and you didn't look at the depth. So you bought Isaac, bought AKTK. You didn't look at the depth in the team that instead of spending all this money on these players, let's look for 1 or 2, 3 players that we can get for 150 million pounds. And ensure we have a depth. So you are not crying now when they are beating you like a lost goal. And you are saying the depth. The depth is the problem. He's not serious. He doesn't know what he's doing. He needs to arrest that thing fast, because if it doesn't continue, already with the way things are going, you cannot take them as a title contender already, because they are struggling. Arsenal is smiling. There is an opportunity for them to finally win the league, because other teams following them are not serious. Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea, all those ones are not even ready. So for Liverpool, they need to arrest that bad form on time. Instead, before we get to December, the attacking defense will have been over. Defensively, they've been poor. They all through the summer, they had all the time to bring in a defender to shore up that defense. They didn't do that. They waited until the last minute to go for Gay. Now they are struggling. All the defenders are off form. The new field are not serious. Even the new signings, they've not been able to settle down. Isaac is struggling. All of them, they are not being able to get their form together. So they just need to arrest that form on time to avoid getting into a serious problem.
All right, that is for Liverpool. And of course, they'll be playing against Aston Villa. Aston Villa are in form. I just hope that they'll be able to get it right this weekend. Let's take a look at other fixtures. Brighton versus Leeds, and Burnley at home against the most informed team in the English Premier League. You just mentioned them, talking about Arsenal Football Club. They played 6 games during the month of October, and guess what? They didn't concede any, and they won those 6 games. Kudos to Arteta and his boys. Crystal Palace versus Brentford. Fulham will host Wolverhampton Wanderers. Nottingham Forest versus Manchester United. Will United make it 4 out of 4? 4 wins out of 4.
Well, that's what we does. It gives you momentum. So I like the way they've been able to ride on the momentum of beating Chelsea, beating Liverpool, and then continue over the last few games. But if you win, there's a confidence it gives to you. The players will feel like, okay, they believe in you once again. So it's a good one for them, but I believe they can continue that run of form. If they can win that game, it will be good for them. But with the quality they've shown in the last few games, it has been an improvement from the previous months. In September, they were terrible. Even in the beginning of October, they were not doing so. But they were able to prove before, after beating Liverpool, they won their next 2 games. And then it's as if they are beginning to adapt to what Amorim wants them to do. The players are settling down well. Bruno and the likes, they are settling down well. Kira scored the first goal to bring down Brighton. So everything seems to be going on well for Manchester United right now. So all they need to do is just to win. They are playing 1 game. Sometimes they are playing 1 game per week.
Yes, of course.
They have no excuse not to win their games. There's no fatigue. There's no Champions League. So they should be able to take advantage of that to ensure that they continue their impressive form of late.
All right, let's go straight to London. Tottenham versus Chelsea. Are we expecting another red card from Chelsea this weekend, Taiwo? Come on, don't talk about.
They have become red card FC lately now. But you know, what the problem with the team is that when you have a young team like that, inexperienced people
full of
tend to
inexperience.
come in. Yeah, most of the red cards are avoidable.
Yes,
if you look at the red cards, aside from the one against Manchester United, most of them are avoidable. But young players, they seem to want to lose their head occasionally, randomly like that. They can lose their head, they can do irrational things. Look at what Della did against Wolves. He came on and then he collected 2 yellow cards in 7 minutes.
Come on.
Without any impact. So because they are young, sometimes they're not able to control their adrenaline. Sometimes they just make irrational decisions and the like. But gradually they will get. You know, under Pochettino in his first season, they had this problem, disciplinary issue also, when they were collecting red card and yellow card every time. So over time they moved over it. Now it has come back again. They will also learn through it, and I believe the coach is also calling their attention to it because they can't continue to be collecting red card. That will be costing you games. So they will learn from it because they are young people. But just Tottenham, over the last 5 games, Chelsea have been dominating Tottenham. They've been winning all their games with reckless abandon. But Tottenham seems to be, even though Tottenham, it seems to have started their yo-yo form. They win this one, they will not win again. They started the season well, but over the last few weeks, they seem to have dropped a little bit. But with the quality of players they have, there is Thomas Frank in charge of the team. Expect it to be difficult. It will not be business as usual for Chelsea. They also need to bounce back from their defeat to Sunderland. So it's going to be a tough game, but I can see maybe a draw or maybe Chelsea making it slightly in that game. But it's not going to be easy as the way they used to find it before.
All right, let's see how it goes. Liverpool, we also Aston Villa, West Ham United versus Newcastle United, Manchester City versus Bournemouth. Bournemouth has also been in great form this season. All right, away from the English Premier League, let's move straight to Spain. Real Madrid may have beaten Barcelona in last weekend's Clásico, but the game exposed problems in both camps, from the difficulties in the dealing with Vinicius to the concerning recent form of the Catalans. And Vinicius Jr. came out during the week to apologize, to Xabi Alonso and, of course, the fans, everybody, about what happened when he was subbed off for Rodrigo in that game against Barcelona. And I hope, of course, Xabi Alonso will definitely let it slide, or he will still, try and punish. I understand his own plight too, talking about Vinicius Jr. He was very good in that game. He wanted to play the Clásico. He wanted to show the world that he is Vinicius that we used to know before he was robbed off the Ballon d'Or that year. But it is what it is. Coach has the final say, and of course, you just have to respect your coach no matter what. So, what are your thoughts on that one, Taiwo Ibrahim?
Well, what's Vinicius? I'm not a fan of Vinicius because of his attitude. I believe he loses it over time now. The coach, normally, even if you are the best player on the pitch, the coach owns the final decision.
Yes, of course.
Take you off. And in a game against Barcelona, we know that emotions will be rising, will be flaring and stuff like that. He wants to play the match, but they played 78 minutes. 70 minutes or 78 minutes thereabouts. 70. And then there's somebody coming to play the last 12 minutes or 20 minutes. And then you're not reacting that way. You think that they are professionals. You're not the only player in the team. I believe they will punish him. That was a very bad thing to do in front of in the whole world. Everybody's so I believe, and I understand his frustration too. Since Alonso came in, he has not really gotten that preferential treatment that he got under Ancelotti. So maybe he thought about it that why always do this. There was a time he was substituting him in almost all their games. In the Champions League, he didn't start their games. Their first 2 games did not start. The first 2 games did not start. So all this thing was getting to him that what's happening? What kind of message this coach trying to send to me? But no matter what, the coach is the head of the team. He's been paid to make decisions. It's just not to make you happy. Coco is that he needs results. So I believe he will also learn from it. And I just hope that will not be the beginning of his end at Real Madrid, because a lot of things is going on with him right now.
All right. Away from there, let's take a look at other fixtures. Getafe versus Girona, Villarreal versus Rayo Vallecano, Atletico Madrid versus Sevilla, Real Sociedad versus Athletic, Real Madrid versus Valencia, Levante versus Celta Vigo, Alaves versus Espanyol, Barcelona versus Elche. Do you think Barca will definitely bounce back?
They have no excuse that to bounce back against that too.
Because
they are 5
Pedri
points
is
behind Real
out,
Madrid.
Lewandowski is struggling with injuries, Rafinha battling with injury. Ever since Lamine Yamal came back from injury, he has not been playing like the Lamine Yamal that we used to know. So a lot of things is happening to Barcelona right now.
Yes, a lot is happening because this is now when their poverty will be dealing with them more because they don't have squad
Come on,
depth.
what do you
No
mean?
squad depth. So now they are struggling with injuries, but there's no squad depth. So big team normally are supposed to have squad depth, but because they have financial issues, they are not able to bring in as much players as they wanted to bring in. But I believe as Flick will find a way around it. They have been using their La Masia academy over the time, so they can go in there and bring 1 or 2 players. But in reality, they need to really step up because being 5 points behind Real Madrid after the Clasico now, you know Real Madrid have been on top form this season. They only lost against Atletico Madrid in the league so far. So now Barcelona know that you can't afford to be further behind at this stage of the season. We are almost in November. So if you are not able to get your form and at least make sure you give them a hot chase before December or so, it's going to be difficult for them. But 5 points is still small. If they are not going to lose further points, but for now it's still small. If they are able to get their acts together, I believe the league will go down to the wire. Real Madrid too, they are not playing. They want to win the league. They lost the league last season. They didn't win any trophy last season. They want to win this season. Mbappe has been on fire. Alonso, they started well under Alonso. So it just promises to be a tough La Liga race this season. You cannot even say that this is a team that will win it now.
All right, Real Madrid are on top with 5 points above Barcelona. Real Betis, we host Mallorca. Away from Spain, let's move straight to Italy, where almighty Juventus sacked their coach. Talking about Gattuso, and of course, coming in is Spalletti. In what is shaping up to be an extremely tight Serie A season, all eyes will be on AC Milan's clash at home against AS Roma on Sunday as two informed sides meet after strong start to the campaign. Roma have 21 points, the same as leaders Napoli, while Milan are fourth with 18 points, level with rivals Inter Milan in third. Talking about Italian Serie A this season has been very tough. Napoli just lost their key player, talking about Kevin De Bruyne. AC Milan have been struggling with injuries. Inter Milan also struggling with injuries, but Roma is catching up. Where is the pendulum swinging to? And of course, Juventus is nowhere to be found. They just sacked their coach. So AC Milan versus Roma this weekend. Tayo.
I like, there are times when we talk about experience. This is where experience goes to the former Atlanta coach, Roma. I'm trying to remember his name now. So,
Gasperini. Are you talking about Gasperini?
Gasperini, yes.
Okay.
Roma have been struggling over the past few years. Now they brought him in. He has been able to stabilize the team. Now they are having a title shout out. Now against AC Milan also changed their coach.
Yes, of course.
Allegri in charge of the team. Since Allegri came in, they started the season well. Sometimes experience can really help you. AC Milan did not really spend much. They only brought in Modric. They didn't really spend plenty amount of money in the summer. But look at what Allegri has done. Look at what Gasperini is also doing with Roma. So it's really going to be a tough game. Two teams that are on form, that are doing well. At the end of the day, it's going to boil down to the individual quality in the team.
All right, that is how much we can take on Sports on Enterprise TV 7. If you are here to follow us across all social media, endeavor to do that. We are at Enterprise TV 7 across all social media platforms with our website at www.enterprisetv.com. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Taiwo Ibrahim has been given on the show today. Taiwo?
Thank you for having me. It's nice having me on the show.
All right, my name remains John Olashukomi. See you next time.